Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today I have a post review and kit down. This is Pink Clouds by the artist Becky Cass. This is an Oraloa round drill kit and it measured 65 by 65 centimeters. There were only 24 colors and how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 5 of them were special drills. Overall, the image is super cute, super cute. Here we go, here we go. Hard time getting it all in shot, but this is what it looks like. I have some thoughts about this kit. I love the image. The image is just right up my alley with the cute little friends, the color scheme, everything has faces, just cuteness explosion. However, I'm not sure how well it will show. I don't feel like the drills lined up as nice as I would like them to line up. There were issues, and I don't know if this is a placing issue on my part. Some of it could be, but I would put down 10 drills, multi-placing, and they would only take up 9.5 circles. So I would have to adjust every time I multi-placed. And as you can see from the color blocking, there was a lot of multi-placing. Like over here, you can tell where the rows of the multi-placing was. I would have to flip my pen over and adjust, you know, a good chunk of what I had just put down, which kind of defeats the purpose of multi-placing because you don't want to come after the fact and straighten things up, you know? I mean, and I know round drills have a little more space potentially, but I have had round drill kits where the drills fit snugly where you don't have to do that. So that was not fun. That definitely took away from some of the enjoyment of working on this kit. And certain colors, and maybe it's because they're larger areas, seem to be worse than others. The white in here, no, you could not just put down 10 drills and leave it. It would have been so uneven. It is uneven. I got tired of straightening them. I would go through with my little straightener and I would try to pull them and line them up, and I gave up. I just was like, forget it. It's not worth it. It's not freaking worth it. The white, the pink, this teal, and down here, the green were, and maybe honestly some of the other colors didn't seem as obvious because I wasn't doing such large chunks of them. But yeah, kind of disappointing. Sassy Lassie loves this image and she wants it in her room, even though I feel like it looks super janky and super crooked and just not good. She likes it. That is what matters, right? I mean, I know some of us diamond paint for a finished project. Some of us diamond paint just because we want, to keep our hands busy. It kept my hands busy, but I was frustrated while I was doing it. And I don't like to be frustrated and annoyed while I'm doing the hobby that's supposed to help me relax. Anyone else? So overall, not super happy with it, but not every kit can be a winner. I don't know if this is like an Oraloa round drill kit problem, where maybe the grid is too loose for the size of the diamonds or what. I don't know because this is the only round drill kit from them I've done. But the amount of going back after the fact and trying to like drag the drills onto the circles, it doesn't make me want to do another round drill kit. That's just my honest opinions. And because they don't fit on there, I know that I can see some of where the guide circles are underneath a lot of these areas as well. They probably don't pick up on camera, which is good, but in person, and because I know they're there, I can see them. Another issue I had, which I have not ever had this issue, the white drills, they were almost scuffed looking. I don't know how to explain it, and I could never get a good picture of it. But if I put a tray of, well, here, let's see. If I put a bunch of white drills in the tray and I lined them up, of course you can't see it on camera. It looked like a good portion of the whites were almost smeared with gray. And it's almost like the opposite. You know when you get some dusty drills where you can see a white powdery coating on the drills? This is not a powder. It was almost like some other color got in the resin with some of the whites. Luckily, if there are some on the canvas, I can't see them. But while I was, my face is right in front of the drills, I definitely saw them. And it pissed me off on top of the multi-placing thing as well. Just, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Would I buy another round drill kit from Oraloa? Maybe? I don't know. I definitely would not buy another one with this much color blocking because this is a brand new kit. When I bought this, it had just gotten released. So, I don't know. I do not know. This is my trash. There was more trash. It got mixed into another canvas's trash container. And honestly, I was trying to pull out all the gray and like the dirty looking whites, but I just gave up because I'm like, whatever. You get to that point where you're like, forget it. I don't care. I just want to finish it. And that's kind of where I got with this kit. So overall, it's okay. Sassy Lassie wants it. She's happy with it. She's not as overly critical as I am, but yeah, I just, not how I wanted it to turn out. But again, like I said, that's okay. Sometimes that happens. This was finish number 15 for the year and finish number 59 overall. So let me grab my spare drills, put these back in the container. I would almost not keep these, but I literally don't have any rounds. So I do need to keep them just in case. So let me do that, get recuperated and resituated, and we will get these put away. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, I did forget to mention, I did not run out of any colors. That is good. Yay, yay, yay. And overall, the drills weren't super trashy, which is good. Let's see. Oh, I don't have my little opener tool. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I'm already sitting. I'm not getting up. Before I forget, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. Summer is, for some people, summer's like already over for back to school. That seems crazy, but we're Washington State, and so not every state or country does things the same way. Okay, look at the difference in colors. Like, those are so freaking different. Oh my gosh, whatever. Well, good news is if I ever have a kit where I need 210, I'll have lots of shades to choose from. There's probably 4 different colors in that bag. Wow. We usually end school around early mid-June, depending on how many weather days we have. Sometimes it's almost to the end of June. And now a lot of schools in the area are going back the last week of August. But there are some still, thank goodness, like my kids' schools. They go back the Wednesday after Labor Day. That's how it was when I was a kid. But then they add in all these freaking days of teacher training day, teacher this. And I fully agree that the teachers need, days to do stuff and do training and all that. But man, when it sits there and it adds on another, 2-3 weeks to the end of the school year, it's like, okay, could we not? Could there be some online learning or something? Because I'm sure the teachers don't want to be going to mid-June, end of June, because they probably have to you know, work a few days after the end of the school year. It's not like, oh, it's the last day of school for students. It's the last day for teachers. No, 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 no. I think it's shocking how short of a summer break teachers actually get. I was always under the impression that, you know, teachers went back the day the students went back, and, you know, they ended the day the students went back. No. So teachers deserve, they deserve so much more than what they get. Yes, they do. They are the true heroes. We should not be worshiping sports people and music people and all that, because at the end of the day, all those people were taught by teachers. Yeah. And if we don't have good teachers, then how are some of these kids gonna turn out, right? I mean, just think about all those different, you know, people do an interview and I had a teacher that believed in me and encouraged me. What if we didn't have those teachers? You know, because they're tired and exhausted and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. You know, I mean, teachers have bills too. You can do it for the love of teaching and all of that. But I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want your teachers being exhausted because they have to go work another job just so they can afford to live in the overpriced, you know, area, and they're not getting paid enough. Again, that's just me. What do I know? I know nothing. I know nothing. Let's see. And if you are interested in my storage situation here for my spare drills, I do have the short version in the description box about what I do and, you know, size baggies, etc., etc. I don't really go into detail talking about it just because, you know, a lot of people have already heard it before. But if you're new to diamond painting and you're like, you know, I have no idea, why should I save my drills? I mean, you don't have to by any means. I like to save them in case I run out of a color, or maybe a color is super trashy and I don't like it and I want to replace it with, you know, a different version of that color. And I also like to use my squares to do other, you know, projects, which I have not worked on just because, you know, brain power is at a minimum right now with summer vacation. 819. I think it's 819 in this one square drill canvas that I'm working on. And normally if a color is trashy, I'll use like a permanent marker and I'll just kind of make a mark, like underline the color, just to let myself know, hey, make sure to really check these when you're using this color. I've never marked up a container so much in my life. I basically scribbled over the number, the DMC number on that thing, because I mean, I would say 50% of the drills in that color are awful. They are so just, it's like there's and they're resins, which is sad, but they're tabby. They have so many concave bottoms and they have so many holes in the top. I'm like, my gosh, I've never had non-dark color drills be as bad as that color in this one kit. My brain was completely blown away by it. 3326. 3326. Come on. Yes. You can tell that I have a color theme, a color palette that I stick to, because a lot of the ones that I'm doing, I already have a few of the spares, but I don't really have very many round spares because I don't do as many round drill kits. So that's why I keep these too, because I really don't have the rounds. 3608. Come on. 3607, 3608. There's that. Oh, wow. See, like that one? That's got quite a variety of colors in that one too. Wow. Wow. we had a ginormous, I almost just forgot what it's called, a buck outside our house. And we had had some cherries, and they were kind of, they were not good. They were very mealy, and they were just gross. And so I just kind of threw them out the back door into the grass. They kind of landed on the patio, and I was like, oops, okay, I'll pick them up. Well, I forgot about it. And the Ring camera went off in the middle of the night. It was like 11. And I looked, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a giant deer eating the cherries. And so, you know, naturally I'm like running around and telling everybody in the house, go look outside, go look outside. And this thing was right outside our back, like our dining room window faces the patio. And this thing had the hugest antlers. And it's just sitting there munching the cherries, minding its own business. My husband triggered the Ring, you know, the Ring camera, and it turned the light on, and the buck didn't even flinch. When the light came on, he just sat there eating all the cherries, and then he was kind of sniffing around and realized there was none left and just walked away. I was like, whoa, he was so big. He was majestic. He was a majestic buck. Yes, he was. So I'm glad I could provide him with a little snacky snack. We get occasional like raccoons and cats and stuff walking through the backyard, but not as many deer, because unfortunately, in order to, you know, get to the houses around us, the deer would have to go on a really busy road. That makes me so nervous. I don't want to see one of my deer friends, you know, taking an eternal nap on the side of the road, if you know what I mean. I'm always, you know, when they're in the yard, I'm like, please don't go out the front. Go out the back. Hop into someone else's yard. Find safety. You know, go live your best life. You know, would you like to live in my yard? You can live in my trees, and you can live over there. We'll leave you alone. I promise. We won't hunt you. I mean, well, my husband, he hunts deer in the woods. He doesn't hunt them in the backyard. That's also illegal, so can't do that either. Just saying. We follow the rules. We're law-abiding citizens. I would love to know, what kind of wild animals do you get at your residence? Let's see. We get like the bald eagles, and we get, oh, I didn't. Dang it. I forgot I had white. Well, we'll put you right there. We'll put you away later. You're a later problem. And we get lots of stuff. But we don't get a lot of big animals. Like, we don't get bears and, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Need to pay attention now. These are all like fairy dust. So do I have, what is that? Okay, 153. Do I have any one? No, I don't. Okay, so I do have some extra bags, and I do have some DMC stickers. I tried to separate them by, you know, fairy dust ABs, like the stickers, but then I messed them up, so whatever. Because, like, see, this is fairy dust, but I apparently used 153 already. So, yeah, it's fine. We'll go like this. We'll just use whatever we have. It's fine. As long as things get a sticker, that is all that matters. We don't really get a lot of other people's animals, just because everybody has fences, and there's quite a few, like, we have people with farm animals on some sides. And, you know, most people's farm animals don't get out, thank goodness. I wouldn't know what to do if, you know, somebody's goat or sheep or somebody got out. I'd be like, hello, please go away. Go back to your home. Shoo, shoo. We do have somebody. Oh my gosh, we have somebody a little bit down the road from us, not too far. And it's funny because, like, I don't know any of my neighbors really. I know some, but not really. these people have goats, but they're like the mini goats. They're so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. Like you drive past and you're like, oh, you know, and I think you're legally required to make that noise. You're supposed to, oh, when you drive past them. Yeah, so cute. Oh my gosh, just, And I'm always like, come to the road, you know, but I can't really get out of my car and go to the road because it's not safe. But, oh man, I just want to frolic with them. And they just jump around and they're hopping and they're living their best life. I was like, if I could come back as like a spoiled goat in my next life, if I, you know, I don't really know if I believe in the reincarnation thing, but if I did, I would want to come back as, you know, a spoiled goat or like a spoiled house cat or something. I think it'd be pretty sweet, honestly. 3774. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any in there. Wow. 37. 743. Come on. 37. Nope. See, I used those already. 3774. Come on. I can find it. Just right here. 3774. There we go. Save all these special drills. Yes. There we go. Fantastic. There we go. Look at that. Not many left, but that's okay. There really weren't a lot of the special drills. Not really. I feel like there could have been more, you know, but then it might have overpowered, so it's hard to know. I do want to look through these now that I have them out, because I'm going to be kitting up a different round reel kit, and I want to see if I maybe have some colors that could go and do for the other one, potentially. Wow, well that was super fast. Wow, look at that. Let me put all this stuff back in here. Cover up all the stuff. There we go. Oh, it doesn't close nicely. It's okay. And that is it. That was Pink Clouds by Oraloa. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that kit. I would say, you know, I mean, if you like the image, it could be worth trying out. You know, maybe if you single place the round reels, maybe it would come out better than mine did. I don't enjoy single placing. I like multi-placing, so I would not single place a canvas willingly. And if you do see me single place a canvas, call for help, because something's wrong with me. So that is going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. Stop shaking. Stop shaking. Oh my gosh. Stop clearing your throat. Stop clearing your throat. Okay. Kitties are behaving. Check. People are not outside. Check. Okay. Are we straight? Well, we're straight enough since my stupid screen mirroring don't work. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, yay for that. Yippity skippity freaking doodah. Yes, you do. Even though you pissing me off, you're still really freaking cute. The warm Dr. Pepper. Blech. Oh, I really hope I was in shot because the stupid playback wasn't working. Batting 1,000 today. Batting freaking 1,000. Yes, I am. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Care Bear. You had cat hair on you. Boop.